You know, I've got a very nice speech written, but I think I'm just going to talk to you from the heart for a couple of minutes. I think I'm better when I do that, and this is such an important event for me that I just wanted to be heartfelt. So, Stephen J. Brown came to work for the Port St. Lucie Police Department in April of 2004. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So, I had come to the department in the fall of 2002, and Steve was one of my coworkers, and to me he was a rookie and made all the same rookie mistakes, wrote too many tickets. We had a lot of conversations about that. But it became evident very early on in Steve's career that he had a passion for mentorship, and he took a very strong interest in the children in the community, and that he understood that if he invested in the young, they pay dividends in the end, right? And it's something he valued. He became a school resource officer at Treasure Coast High School, and he initiated a few different programs, and he taught criminal justice at that school. And it's something that I hadn't seen an SRO ever do before, right? And his students went on to win numerous competitions in law enforcement. And, it was just pretty remarkable. And he spent an awful lot of his career and time working with PAL at this very building. Got to fly. And it was June 12th of 2019 when I got that phone call that Steve had passed. And it was completely unexpected and sudden. And Steve was under my command at that time in the District Support Division. He worked for then Sergeant Schichtel, the police department, and he and I were both very moved through a range of emotions at that time. There was just a lot of great grief, and I want this to be a happy moment, so that's why I can't read the speech. It's too emotional. But shortly after, a couple of years after, we developed the Stephen J. Brown Model Traffic Stop Program, and it was named in his honor and memory. And, at the time, I thought that was a great honor, but it just didn't rise to the level of recognition that Steve deserved. And as you know, last year I became the chief of police, and, we went through our memorial service in May for Officer Memorial Week, and that brought me to reflect upon those that had passed since I'd been in the department. And I know I see Nicholas here in Explorer uniform, and I just can't help but see him and Lee Ream working as zone partners one day. And that would be really amazing. So I'm going to work to recruit both of them very hard. So, legacy is important. And when you've earned it, it's important. And Steve did give his life in the service of this community. And he loved the Police Athletic League, and he had spent the boot was a summer camp here, Junior Police Academy, and he had great passion for that. And he was out in extreme temperatures and heat keeping up with kids, who could run circles around us, but he didn't allow that to happen. He gave everything he had. And subsequently we lost him, and I became chief, and I was reflecting on it, and I said, that's just not a great enough honor for Steve. So many times officers give their lives in the line of duty, and they get much greater honor. And that paused me to think about what would be most appropriate to honor Steve's legacy. And it was a no-brainer for me. It had to be this building at this location. And I reached out to my team, Captain Kenny, who was there, Deputy Chief Izzo, and I said, why don't we go and name that PAL building in Steve's memory and honor? And we reached out to PAL because PAL's got its own board and its own entity. And as you can see, we're here today. So obviously he had made just as strong of an impression on the Police Athletic League as he did his coworkers at the police department. And they made it happen. And here we are today. And I'm just completely honored and happy to be able to dedicate this building today in Steve's honor. Thank you. This time I'd like to invite Nicholas, Steve's son, up to say a few words. future Port St. Lucie police officer, Nicholas Brown. Sir.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Brown. As many of y'all know, I'm Stephen Brown's son. It has been an honor to have been asked to speak about Officer Stephen Brown. Not only was he an incredible officer, but he was my father and my hero. My dad passed away when I was 7 years old. My favorite memories with him were fishing, playing cops and robbers, and playing baseball. Although I only had a few years to spend with him, throughout the years I had heard from his family, his friends, his coworkers, and many more that he was an amazing, funny, loyal, and overall had an impact on everybody he came across, which has helped me learn more about him, and this has left an impression that will last my sister and I a lifetime. My dad inspired me to follow in his footsteps to become a police officer. I'm currently in the Explorer program, and hopefully one day to be half the man that he was. When I heard the new PAL building was being named in honor of Officer Stephen Brown, it made me feel amazed and full with joy. Sorry, this is my first time doing this. Bear with me. And I felt to ask, when you step into this building, not only you're remembering a noble man, you're honoring my idol, my mom's true love, and my sister's hero. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for this dedication, Officer Stephen Brown. Thank you.
Already good.
Nick, you didn't have to show me up, but trying to find my run of shows so I know what I'm supposed to do next, be honest. Amanda, would you set this straight? Thank you. Oh, my old friend, retired Sergeant Rick Schichtel. Would you say a few words for us, please?
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. My name is Rick Schichtel, and I'm the president of the Police Athletic League. I retired from the Port St. Lucie Police Department several years ago, and I was Steve Brown's supervisor. No, go a little off script. When this happened with Steve, it was, the chief said, was a big shock because Steve was like the picture of health. You know, we used to talk just about every morning, and he used to go to LA Fitness on his way to work and swim a mile, some days 2 miles. He worked out. It was a shock that, you know, he had a heart issue because he was so healthy. He just, you know, but anyway, Steve was a community programs officer who served as a school resource officer at Treasure Coast High, but he devoted every year, his entire summer, to the Police Athletic League. Taught countless children the Rad Kids program. He used to be the guy in the red man suit and get beat up. He worked with our future explorers through the Junior Police Academy and numerous other programs that benefited our local youth. On June 12th, Steve was taking a group of cadets through the obstacle course at the Navy SEAL Museum in Fort Pierce on a very hot day. And later that evening, he died in the line of duty. Now, Steve was the second officer in the city that we've lost in the line of duty. The first officer was Sergeant Donald Mahan, who our main building is named after. And because of that and Steve's strong connection with the Police Athletic League, it is very fitting that this building is dedicated to his memory. And like the chief, it just warms my heart to know that Steve's legacy is going to be branded into this building forever. So, thank you.
School resource officer and a dedicated instructor at the Police Athletic League. He was a mentor